Hmm. So like in our last lecture, we have seen these are the two different types of applications that are commonly used inside this. Whenever we try to have, whenever we try to automate any kind of business process, whenever we want to develop a software for any business, when we want to develop kind of application, usually that application, whatever the application, whatever the software, oh my god, like is this, guys, please be on mute, whenever you join, as soon as you join, your mic is on. So Rahul, we have this option, if we have this option when you set the meeting, inside the Zoom there is an option. When somebody joins, you can mute them. There's an option by default, there's an option inside the Zoom. तो आप जब next time meeting set करो ना, तो वो option ढूंढो जरा सा. There's one option when someone joins, तो उसका mic on रहता है. You can put that default setting to be the off. तो वो थोड़ा सा ना आप ध्यान रखो इस चीज का. Anyways, what we have learned in the last lecture is that applications, applications and the softwares, whatever we have seen so far. So the applications, they are generally two different kinds of applications, on premise and on device, or device या फिर on cloud application, ठीक है, on demand or on premise application. So we have seen a comparative study between this on premise and on demand application. Then we have seen what does this cloud computing actually means, and what are the different advantages of this cloud applications. At the same time, what are the different drawbacks, what are different drawbacks for this on-premise application. So we have at length, we have discussed on all those things. Now the time we need to start with the new topic called as what are the different types of services being offered by the cloud computing. So in our last session, we have discussed what basically the cloud computing is. So cloud computing is basically what? It's a concept. So it's a concept where you can get the each IT resources on the rental basis. So this was a revolutionary, this was a revolutionary thing that comes into the IT. Before that, it was not like that. इससे पहले ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ करता था, and that is why there was nothing called as startup companies, mid-level companies. They were only big giants. They were only big giant companies in the IT. But then with this concept, with the concept of cloud computing, with the concept that you can access the IT resources, you can get the IT resources, like you can get the softwares, you can get the applications for your business, you can get the server space for your data, for your files. You can even get the backup and recovery servers. These all IT resources, what you can get on the rental basis. And that is something which has been provided by the concept of cloud computing. So the cloud, what are the major types of services, that comes under the cloud computing? There are so many vendors, there are so many cloud vendors. I have listed only few of them, like Amazon is there, Salesforce is there, and then Microsoft, Salesforce.com, or rather you can just say Salesforce. That's only fine. Then Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, these are the some giants. These are some good names that these are some popular name, I could say. We must have, you must have, heard about all these names. You must have heard about Amazon's. Maybe for the e-commerce, what you have. Apart from the e-commerce, Amazon is also an IT service provider. It's precisely cloud service provider. Microsoft is also cloud service provider. Microsoft 360, that is what, it's a cloud suite of the Microsoft. IBM is there, Oracle is there, Alibaba, GoDaddy, VMware, Citrix, Adobe, and Navisite. These all are what? These all are the cloud service providers. Apart from them, there are so many. There are thousands and thousands of these cloud service providers. But the kind of services being offered by any cloud vendor, we can categorize these services into the three different categories. There are three different kinds of services. If you go with the internet, Amir and Rishabh, I'm muting you. Guys, please take care of this. This is very unprofessional. आपको सबको सभी को मुझको सभी को डिस्टर्ब होता है इस चीज से, और फिर मैं टॉपिक से हट जाता हूँ. So please take care of this. Okay. So these all are what? These all are the different types of cloud vendors. What they provide you cloud services. Now, what we are going to discuss is what are the different types of cloud services. What are the different types of cloud services being offered by the any cloud computing vendors. Any cloud vendor. So cloud services, the types of cloud services, they are they are broadly divided into three categories: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. If you go with the internet and you Google, you must also get this term called as XaaS. Any kind of any as a services or many something like that. But then that again precisely describe these three kinds of services. So majorly The types of cloud services, there are three categories of cloud services. Majorly, there are three different kinds of cloud services. What are those? SaaS. The full form of SaaS is software as a service. The second is PaaS. The full form of PaaS is platform as a service. And third is IaaS. The full form of IaaS is something infrastructure as a service. So majorly what are the different types of cloud services? What are the different types of services being offered by any cloud vendor? Majorly, there are three different kinds of services: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Now we are going to discuss what is exactly the SaaS, what is exactly the PaaS, and what's exactly the IaaS. What is the SaaS, what is the PaaS, and what is IaaS? Okay. Majorly, there are three different kinds of services: SaaS, software as a service; PaaS, platform as a service; and then IaaS. IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service. Now, let me start with the very first kind of service. What does a SaaS mean? So SaaS, in short, a SaaS means a software. SaaS means any application. So just an example here. In the last lecture, I have taken this example. You go to any, you must have seen when you go to any shopping mall, you go to any medicine shop, or maybe you go to some shop. You see they use some sort of computer which have some sort of application, and with the help of that application, they usually keep the records of their business. The entire business decisions, their entire business database. So that particular application is handling that particular business. And it could be broad. This is a limited example, but it could be broad also. It could be broad also. So whenever we offer someone a software, whenever as a developer, let's assume that what we are as a developer. What we are as a developer, and we offer somebody. We have developed one application, we have created one application, and then we offer someone to this application. And that particular person, to run his business, to take the decisions of his business, to maintain his business data, he actually used that particular application, that particular software. So the kind of service which he is using is something called as SaaS. So what is SaaS? SaaS is basically a collection of applications. It could be software, it could be it could be a business automation process, it could be any application that is being used by an end user. Who's the end user? He could be our customer, he could be the client. He's the someone who has actually paid some amount to us, and then we have developed one customized application for his use, according to his requirement, according to his business requirement. Maybe he could be a medicine shop owner. He could be something like a garment shop owner. He could be some big he could be some big customer like somebody who actually have a chain of hotels is having like Oberoi Hotel, like this Center Point Hotel, like this. So these are the customers, and if they are using an application, if they are using a software at their end, if they're using their software, so what kind of cloud service? And if that software is a cloud software, if that software is actually one on-demand application, if that software is a cloud application, so what we call that person is using a SaaS. That end user, that customer is using a SaaS. What is that? He's using a software. He's using a software as a service. As a service. Why? Why as a service? Because everything on the cloud, everything on a cloud is what is being offered as a service. Everything, every resources of the cloud. And that is what the major difference. This is the beauty. This is the beauty of cloud computing. And this is the most major difference between on-premise and on-demand. This is the major difference between a traditional on-premise application and a cloud application. If you go for on-premise application, you need to buy the licenses. Here also you need to buy the license, but that is something called as rental licenses. And having a rental license and having an owner license, there's a far more differences between, according to cost, according to maybe the other liabilities. So having a rental license is always feasible. It's always feasible for everybody. Whatever the size of your business, you can have the rental licenses. And that is what the beauty of this cloud computing. So always remember that whatever the resource you get, whatever the resource you access from the cloud vendor, they all are on the rental basis. And instead of telling this to the rental, the better word is they all are offered to you as a service. They all are offered to you as a service. Now, software as a service means somebody has developed one application, someone has developed one application, maybe one cloud vendor. It could be Amazon, it could be Salesforce, Microsoft, IBM. These all are the cloud vendor. They have, their developers have, their team has developed something just for you. उन्होंने आपसे contact किया, and then with some meeting, they understand your requirement. You have told, okay, I have this business, I have this business entities, I used to have this many requirements. Now I want a business automation for all this. I want to automate this process with the help of one application. I need you to design me that application. Previously, I was using one application that was purely on-premise application. I recently came to know about the cloud computing, and somebody has told me, one of my friend who's a software engineer, he just told me, why don't you switch your entire platform to the cloud? So he has told me what are the advantages with the cloud, going with the cloud. So as I know you, I mean, you are the Salesforce, I know you are the most giant in this cloud application. So what I want you to develop a Salesforce cloud application for me. For with the use of that, I can run my business. I want you to develop one customized application just for me. That is what the service he is asking for us. He's actually asking for one software. Zyada kuch nahi mang raha once. What he's asking, he just want one application to run according to his business requirement. And if we give that service to him, so the kind of service what we have given to him, हमने क्या दिया उसको? हमने दिया एक software as a service. हमने दिया उसको एक software as a service. So this is what the SaaS is. SaaS is what? Software as a service. Now, who is going to use it? End users. These are the consumers. These are the consumers who are going to use this SaaS services. Who is going to consume it? End users, customers, clients. These are the consumers of the SaaS. Now, let me ask you this one question. Let me ask you, and you just think over it and give me the answer. For example, 2 years back, maybe 2 to 5 years back, I have developed an application and given it to somebody who's actually a financial organization. Now, it was designed actually to that time of economical statistics, maybe whatever the taxes that time being available by the government. Now, recently the government come up with a new kind of tax. Maybe they have come up with the GSTs. And presently, my software that what I have given to him does not have any provision for the GSTs. So now you tell me, can this end user, ये जो end user है जिसको हमने वो application दे रखा है, can he do some customization and can he add the modules related to this? Can he do some sort of coding and make the modules for this GST provision? क्या ये कर सकता है क्या? क्या इसके पास वो rights हैं? क्या इसके पास वो knowledge है? He can make some editing, he can make some customizations in this SaaS. क्या ये ऐसा कर सकता है क्या? What do you think of it? Is it possible with the SaaS user? It is possible with the SaaS user. Can he make any sort of customizations in the existing software? What do you think? What's your opinion? क्या लगता है आपको? हाँ या ना?
No, sir.
No, Shweta says no because he's using the SaaS. Apart from Shweta, anybody else? Yes, Kshitija.
No, sir.
Yeah, a very obvious answer is no. The very obvious answer is no. Why? Because that end user, he could be a non-technical person. If though if it's a technical person, but he doesn't, know how this application was developed. He does not have that programming knowledge. He does not have that application building knowledge, and that is why what he can do up to the kind of service that is being provided with the SaaS, somebody can just use that service. Somebody can just use that application. But whenever any customization is required, whenever any certain changes may be required, he cannot do that. He cannot do the customization. For this, he need to contact to that vendor जिसने उसको वो software दिया था. He need to contact the vendor who has actually constructed this software, constructed this application for him. And there comes the role of PaaS. There comes the role of platform. Now, SaaS is what? SaaS is basically a software. It's a cloud-based application we generally give to the end user. End user can use it, and he can just use this. Apart from this, if you want to have any sort of customization, he cannot do. Now, this is the job of developers. It's the job of Salesforce developer. It's a job of Salesforce administrator. It's a job of Salesforce architect. It's a job of Salesforce consultant to build that particular module, that particular coding, that particular application. Now, as a developer, now अब हम जो है दूसरी साइड पे आते हैं. Now, अभी हम कस्टमर एंड पे थे. अब कस्टमर एंड से आप निकलिए बाहर और अब आप डेवलपर एंड पर आइए. ठीक है. Now think like you are a developer. You are a cloud developer and you develop some sort of cloud applications. ठीक है. So whenever you develop something, whenever you develop something, अभी मैं कुछ non-cloud examples लूँगा. जैसे if you are a developer of Java, you want Java runtime environment for this. If you develop any code, if you write a code of Java, if you write a program of Java, if you want to run, you must have that compilers. You must have that some sort of system tools, like the program must run the help of compilers, maybe the interpreters, maybe the assemblers. And the program even requires the linkers and the loaders and the debuggers. All are what? These are the system development tools. Whenever you develop an application, whenever you develop one software, you must need to test that software. Who is going to test? These are the series of softwares. And that comes under one package. That comes under a package called as tools. So you require that runtime environments. For example, you require Java runtime environment. If you install, if you want to have this .NET coding, you must have that Microsoft .NET suite to be installed on your computer. I'm talking about this on-premise application. If you want to have, if you want to learn the database, you must have that SQL or Oracle suite with you. So everywhere, whenever you try to develop one application, whenever you try to have some programming, you must have a platform. You must have a platform to to write the program. Maybe you require editors to run the program. Maybe you require something called as debuggers to check your program, whether the program is working fine or it's having some error. You must have that compilers, debuggers, all of it. To load your program into the memory, runtime memory, precisely RAM, you must have that thing called as loader. So all of these, all of these are collection. These are something called as platform. So अगर मैं अब ये तो मैंने काफी स्पेशलाइज्ड बता दिया, ठीक है. अब मैं जनरलाइज करता हूँ उसको. इतनी सारी जो इसकी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज है वो हटा देता हूँ. सो डोंट एवर रिमेंबर दिस असेंबलर, लिंकर, लोडर. कुछ भी याद मत, सब भूल जाओ. Only the thing you need to remember is the platform. Whenever we work, whenever we develop a program, whenever we develop an application, whenever we develop a software, we certainly require one platform. We certainly require one platform even on the cloud also. आप अगर क्लाउड पर भी हैं और आप कोई प्रोग्राम बना रहे हैं, you even going to require something called as platform. नहीं है, आपको तब भी आपको रन टाइम्स प्लेटफॉर्म्स लगेंगे. So if someone provide you that platform, if someone, maybe it could be Amazon, Salesforce, Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, Alibaba, these are the vendors. They provide different kinds of cloud services. What are the services? This is what we are discussing. If they provide a software which can only be used, cannot be customized, that kind of service is called as SaaS. But SaaS is only used by the end users. A developers require something else. Apart from the SaaS, developer even require a PaaS. Why? They require a platform. They require a platform first to develop the application, to test the application, to run the application. And if you want to make any changes in the existing application, if you want to start it from the scratch, if you want to start the application development from beginning, from the point of zero, or maybe you have some application, you just want to make some editing. There is one already running application was there, and you just need to add that GST module. So that is the only customization you require. Again, सारी बातों के लिए, चाहे existing software पे काम करो, चाहे कोई नया software develop करो, always you require a platform. Why? Because with the help of this platform, you are being able to do this all. कोई भी program run करना, customize करना, all of these activities required one platform. Now, if any among these, cloud vendor will provide you that platform with which you can develop a cloud application. So that kind of service is called as platform as a service. Platform as a service. Okay, platform as a service. You are providing a platform, a cloud-based platform to someone. Who's someone? That is precisely one developer. That is a developer. You are providing a platform to a Salesforce administrator. You are providing a platform for the Salesforce developer that they can, apart from the Salesforce cloud की बात करता हूँ, चलो, We are providing a platform these for the cloud developers that they can develop an application. They can make the changes in the existing application. So if you provide as a cloud vendor, if you provide that kind of services, so that comes under the category of platform as a service. ठीक है? Now, सबसे बड़ी बात, infrastructure. See, entire cloud-based system, entire cloud technology, it actually is built. Is actually built. Everything is, whenever something is built, it must have an infrastructure. Something which is built. हम बोलते हैं ना कि building हो रही थी infrastructure. तो builders normally अपने आप को infrastructures बोलते हैं कि ऐसा. मैं शॉर्ट करके बताता हूँ. मुद्दे की बात ये है कि कोई भी cloud application जब डेवलप होता है प्लेटफॉर्म, जब यूज होता है SaaS. But see, everywhere these things, whether it's under the development phase, whether the software is being under the development phase, development में है, develop हो गया, deploy कर दिया, किसको दे दिया, end user को, now he is using. तो अब if you are as a developer, you are developing something, तो आप उसे अपने लैपटॉप पे, अपने मोबाइल पे, अपने इस डेस्कटॉप पे डेवलप नहीं कर रहे हैं यार. Why? I mean, you are developing it, you are developing on cloud. आप जो भी डेवलपमेंट कर रहे हैं वो क्लाउड पे कर रहे हैं. तो क्लाउड का मतलब you are using some space from the servers. If you are running on an application, it's a cloud-based application. See, SaaS is what? Software as a service. It's a kind of cloud services. अब यहाँ कहीं पर भी है ना, कहीं पर भी जब भी मैं आपसे कोई बात कर रहा हूँ, कहीं पर भी ऑन प्रीमाइस के बारे में सोचना भी मत. We are not talking about that application जो कि इंस्टॉल करके यूज हो रहे हैं. नहीं, वो तो ऑन प्रीमाइस है. What we are talking about this on cloud application जिसको यूज किया जाता है ब्राउजर, इंटरनेट के थ्रू. तो अगर कोई भी ऐसा एप्लीकेशन somebody is using it from the internet only, बस ब्राउजर के थ्रू और सर्वर से एक्सेस कर रहा है, तो हम उसकी बात करें. तो if it is acting as SaaS, अगर वो SaaS एक्सेस कर रहा है तो भी कहाँ से कर रहा है? सर्वर से. सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन कहाँ से रन हो रहा है? सर्वर से. If you are developing one application, है ना, आप कुछ डेवलप कर रहे हैं, तो आपका रन टाइम इंजन कहाँ है? आपके एंड पे नहीं, आपके एंड पे नहीं है. कहाँ पर इंस्टॉल्ड है रन टाइम इंजन? इंस्टॉल्ड है आपके सर्वर पे. Whatever you are developing, वो is going to be stored, is going to be tested on the server. So for all this, for the SaaS to stand, for the PaaS to stand, we always require EaaS. Without the EaaS, without the infrastructure, you cannot stand PaaS, you cannot stand SaaS. Everything, whether it's a software, whether it's a platform, they are always run, from the server. And providing that server space is a kind of service that comes under the infrastructure. So who use SaaS? End users. They are the consumers who actually use SaaS. Who use PaaS? We as a developer, we develop the applications. We develop the precisely cloud applications, and with the help of PaaS kind of services. Now, who is having EaaS? EaaS is something which our organization is having the EaaS space. So that is why they develop, we are the developer, belongs to the organization, we develop an application. We develop an application, store it on the EaaS, we store it on the server. And that application is being deployed to the kind of end consumer. And they, as a consumer, what kind of service they are using? They are using a SaaS services. तो अब मैं एकदम से समराइज कर देता हूँ, एकदम छोटी छोटी बात, बड़ी आसानी से सबसे समझ में आने वाली बात, सारी टेक्निकलिटीज हटा के. अगर आप कोई सॉफ्टवेयर की बात कर रहे हैं जिसे कोई पर्सन सिर्फ यूज कर सकता है, क्लाउड सॉफ्टवेयर, ठीक है, जिसको एक्सेस करने के लिए वो पहले एक ब्राउजर पे जाता है, जैसे कि मोजिला, जैसे कि आपका गूगल क्रोम, वहां पे कुछ URL टाइप करता है, एक एड्रेस टाइप करता है और एप्लीकेशन ओपन हो जाता है और फिर वो उसे यूज करता है. मतलब एक क्लाउड एप्लीकेशन की बात है और बस वो उसे यूज कर सकता है, उसमें कुछ भी तरह का कस्टमाइजेशन नहीं कर सकता. भाई इस तरह की सर्विस कहलाती है सॉफ्टवेयर एज अ सर्विस. इसको बोला जाता है SaaS. अब इसको जिसने बनाया है, डेवलपर, उसने कैसे बनाया है? डेवलपर ने भी कुछ ऐसे ही बनाया. डेवलपर ने पहले ये ब्राउजर ओपन किया, जैसे मैंने किया. डेवलपर ने लॉगिन किया एक वेबसाइट पे, login.salesforce.com, ठीक है. डेवलपर ने अपना लॉगिन एड्रेस, अपना पासवर्ड डाला, ठीक है. और ये जो भी रन हो रहा है वो उसके सिस्टम से रन नहीं हो रहा है, ये सारा क्लाउड से रन हो रहा है. इसके लिए एक सर्वर स्पेस है, ठीक है, एक सर्वर है जहां से रन हो रहा है. और डेवलपर ने एक एप्लीकेशन डेवलप किया जिसका नाम है अलाइन टैलेंट एक्विजिशन, वन HR मैनेजमेंट सॉफ्टवेयर. डेवलपर ने इसको सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप कर रहा है, डेवलपर इस पे काम कर रहा है, कहाँ से काम कर रहा है? सर्वर से। तो इस तरह का सर्विस जो डेवलपर यूज कर रहा है, ये क्लाउड की जिस कैटेगरी में आता है उस कैटेगरी को कहा जाता है प्लेटफॉर्म एज अ सर्विस। और ये सारा डेवलपर जहां से इसको यूज कर रहा है, सॉफ्टवेयर एंड यूजर जहां से यूज कर रहा है, जिस किसी सर्वर पे मौजूद है, जिस किसी सर्वर पे ये चीजें मौजूद है, ठीक है, वो सर्वर स्पेस प्रोवाइड करना, वो सर्वर स्पेस प्रोवाइड करना, जैसे कि यहाँ पर AP24 लिखा है, ये मेरा सर्वर का नंबर, क्या होता है मैं बताऊंगा आपको। AP24 एशिया पैसिफिक 24, एशिया पैसिफिक रीजन 24 इज द सर्वर, ठीक है। हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक सर्वर पे मौजूद होता है, तो दैट सर्वर प्रोवाइड करना, ताकि वहां पे मेरा डेटा स्टोर हो सके, ठीक है, ताकि वहां पे मेरा डेटा, मेरी फाइल स्टोर हो सके। आई कैन स्टोर अप टू 5 MB ऑफ डेटा, आई कैन स्टोर दैट 20 MB ऑफ द फाइल, आई कैन स्टोर अप टू 1 लाख 10 लाख ऑफ द बिग ऑब्जेक्ट्स। तो ये सारा स्पेस प्रोवाइड करना, जिस सर्वर ने मुझे ये, आई मीन जिस सर्वर पे मुझे सारी स्पेस मिला, दैट काइंड ऑफ सर्विस समथिंग कॉल्ड एज ईआस। तो बेसिकली क्लाउड में तीन तरह की सर्विसेज होती हैं। आई होप दिस हैज बीन क्लियर टू एवरीवन। देयर आर थ्री काइंड्स ऑफ क्लाउड सर्विसेज नॉर्मली: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Now there are so many cloud vendors, as we have discussed. There are so many cloud vendors. Now see, it is not at all compulsory that everyone provide you every kind of service. Let me tell you, that's Amazon. Amazon usually deals in SaaS and PaaS here. Okay. Microsoft deals in the PaaS as well as on the SaaS. IBM and Oracle, they purely deals with IaaS kind of services only. That doesn't provide you SaaS and PaaS. Alibaba even provide you IaaS. GoDaddy even provide you IaaS. VMware provide you purely SaaS. Citrix provide you purely SaaS. Adobe provide purely SaaS. Navisite is into the SaaS and PaaS. And there are so many other vendors. So now you must have understood that there are so many different kinds of cloud vendors. There are so many software organizations, those who provide, the cloud services. Now, some of them provide you SaaS, some of them provide you PaaS, and some of them provide you IaaS. Okay, some of them could be provide you SaaS, PaaS. Some of them could be provide you PaaS and IaaS, and some of them can only provide you IaaS also. Now let me tell you this: Salesforce. अभी तक नाम नहीं लिया था, अब लेने जा रहा हूँ. Salesforce is the only cloud vendor. Salesforce is the only cloud computing company. Salesforce is the only that software IT firm that provides you all three kinds of cloud services. Like Salesforce is the only cloud vendor in the world right now who can provide you SaaS, who can provide you PaaS, who can provide you IaaS. Now this means, I'm going to elaborate this also. We are having this. How does Salesforce provide you SaaS? How does Salesforce exactly provide you IaaS and PaaS also? I'm going to describe this. We have going to discuss on these things also. But let me tell you this: among all these different cloud vendors, Salesforce is the only cloud vendor. There are so many reasons, why Salesforce is that much popular, why Salesforce is having that much of revenue. Why from the past 11 years, Salesforce is standing in front. Salesforce is the number one Salesforce CRM provider. Salesforce is the number one cloud CRM provider. And that is with the Business Fortune magazine. You can go and see. You can Google this. From the past 11 years, the most giant competitor is SAP. But Salesforce is replacing SAP everywhere. SAP वो था जिसने पूरी दुनिया कवर कर लिया था. Now everywhere the automation is done by the Salesforce. Salesforce has replaced almost every vendor, every cloud vendor. There are so many good reasons. आज एक reason आपको पता चल रहा है कि among all of the cloud vendors in the world, nobody provide you entire three kinds of services apart from the Salesforce. Like Salesforce is the only one that provide you a software to use. As an end user, you can contact the Salesforce. They can provide you one software for your customized business solution. Whatever your business, whatever the kind of your business, whatever the kind of your business. It could be banking, it could be insurance, it could be any time. Let me show you this. Why I am telling this. Let me show you this. I could this example. Success, Salesforce success stories. Oh yeah, आया था. Salesforce success stories. Let me try to demonstrate you the categories of Salesforce clients. I mean the clients अभी शायद ये इंडिया का ही बता रहा है. I think I'm onto the in page. मैं इंडिया पेज पर आ गया because भारत पेट्रोलियम दिख रहा है. I can show you the category of the business people, those who are using Salesforce CRM now, and you can just visualize कि Salesforce का कोई segment नहीं बचा है boss, segment नहीं बचा है, यही कहीं पर category भी होना चाहिए. See OLX यार, OLX इतना बड़ा ये बुकिंग का ऐप, they are IDFC बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट है, बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट है. Persistence Nagpur is handling, not Persistence Nagpur, just Persistence is handling IDFC project now. Unimark. And let me try to show you this. Let me try to show with the products. Sales, acha, industry, see, automotive, business, communication, consumers, education, financial, government, healthcare, and the healthcare and science, life sciences, insurance, manufacturing, media, non-profit even. This is the NPSP cloud. A recent cloud has been introduced just now. NPSP cloud. Nikita, your mic was on. Okay. Retail, transportation, hospitality, everywhere almost. Whatever the kind of business you are having, Salesforce is having a kind of solution for you. If you click this automotive, you can see Toyota. What's this? Toyota Zero, yeah, whatever. If you see this, business services, I can see a few names over here also. Let's try to get this. Genesis, it's a very big, it's a very big kind of financial company. And then there are so many vendors here. एक बार जाके ना ये website check करना. Let me try to see government में कौन आ गया है. Because government काफी पीछे चल रहा है हमारा. DIR, it's what? Stuff information resources. That is might be some government authority, government sales cloud. I don't know this. In the healthcare and the life sciences, we have Salesforce have all this, all these customers. So it's now you can assume that Salesforce kitna bada hai, and for every kind of business, whatever the business, Salesforce have this, Salesforce have one solution for it. Salesforce have their CRM solution for everybody. For the media and entertainment also, they are having something. Times of India, see the Times of India is using the services of sales. Which kind of services? Sales cloud, service cloud, and experience cloud. Experience cloud is something called as community cloud. Well, community both or Tableau. Then NBC, you must have heard this, and these all are these all are the media companies. So now you can simply assume that Salesforce kahan ja chuka hai, and what kind of service they are providing. They have highlighted enterprise, media, entertainment, marketing cloud. These are having media, entertainment, service cloud, sales cloud is there for this client. For this client, they have implemented, mid-market, media, entertainment. These are the names of cloud actually. These are the kind of cloud services being offered by the Salesforce. Salesforce have so many different types of cloud services. And according to the business requirement, they offer the different kinds of cloud services to them. तो यहाँ से आप देख सकते हो यार, यहाँ से आप देख सकते हो कि बहुत बड़े-बड़े जायंट से लेके बहुत बेसिक कंपनी तक सारे Salesforce के पास में अवेलेबल. So why this is why the Salesforce is growing day by day. The Salesforce is growing. तो उसमें से एक reason ये भी था कि Salesforce is the only cloud vendor that could provide you all three kinds of cloud services. Salesforce provide you this SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. These are the three kinds of services. Now, how exactly Salesforce provide you? We are going to discuss on this also. कि हमारा discussion का एक part है. So don't worry about that. We are going to discuss. I mean, those who have joined for this, मैंने ये कल explain किया था, but let's have this, in a very quick. Let me explain this also. It's a part. What's a part of your training? First of all, your training is called as Salesforce training. How much time it's going to require? The training have three different modules: admin, development, integration. Your admin is purely non-coding. It's a purely non-coding environment. So for this, it doesn't actually require any sort of coding. So entire admin module is non-coding. After that, we usually start the development, and development is exactly the coding. And development is something which requires the coding. What type of coding? Apex and the Visual Force. You are going to get and learn the Apex programming. Do you require any sort of programming language for this? No, not at all. If you know the basic concept of OOPS like C, C++, if you know, it's well and good. If you don't know, it's not a problem. Okay. So for learning the Salesforce development, you not entirely required to have any sort of programming language. You should not have any sort of programming phobia inside your mind. If you don't know the programming, you are also welcome. And see, Salesforce is the only way to get yourself inside the IT without writing a single line of code. This is the only way to get yourself inside. You call yourself to be a software engineer, call yourself to be a software developer, even if you don't develop any, if you don't write any programming language. This is the only way to come into the IT. This is the only way. Right now, this is the only way. If you learn the Salesforce admin, And if you know, apart from the admin, if you go for the pardots, if you go for the CPQs, these are the some velocities is there. So there are so many non-programming modules. Everyone need to start with the admin only. See, everyone starts its Salesforce journey from this training called the Salesforce Classic training. Now, once you complete your admin part, then I'll give you a few days of the demo for the development also. It's up to you to go with the development or not. If you want to stop there, I mean, there is not an issue. I mean, it's not going to harm your future. It's not going to harm this your career. There are so many people, those who know, those who just stop in the admin and they take the certifications of the admin and they start taking the interview and they got selected with the Salesforce administrator position on a happy package. So Salesforce is the only only technology that could provide you, that could get you inside the IT without writing any programming. That is what the beauty of Salesforce. Okay. The duration is approximately 1 and 1 hour. I have already discussed this. Monday to Friday classes रहती हैं आपकी. Timing आप जान चुके हो. 1 to 1.5 hours मेरे को लगता है 3 to 4 months से ज़्यादा भी लग सकता है. It all depends explanation. What I'm going to provide you this ये जो text है ये वाला, apart from this few notes also, recorded videos and everything related to your certification, case studies, resume preparation मैं करके दूंगा, interview sequence, ये सब चीजें बात की बात है. Now let me move on to the next topic first. इसके ऊपर हम कभी भी discuss कर सकते हैं, इस पर time waste नहीं करता मैं. Now let me complete this. Actually ये मुझे session 1 में लेना चाहिए था, but session 1 में explanation ज़्यादा होगा और time कम था, इसलिए फिर मैंने आज ले लिया. चलिए ठीक है. Now as I have described you that Salesforce offer you 3 kinds of services, and only Salesforce offer you these 3 kinds of services. Salesforce provide you SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Salesforce, you must have seen this. There are so many cloud vendors, there are so many cloud vendors. Sorry, there are so many CRM users, cloud users. All of them are the users. There are the CRM users. They actually use the services being offered by the Salesforce. These are the people. These are the businesses. These are the businesses. These are the businesses, and they use the Salesforce driven services to run their own business. These are the businesses. But doesn't mean they are actually the developer. No, it's not like that. They are the end users. What are they using? They are using the SaaS kind of services. Now, how Salesforce provide you? How does Salesforce provide you? A Salesforce have its own, own kind of SaaS called as CRM services. Whose mic is this? So Salesforce as a part of SaaS. Now remember this. As a part of SaaS, Salesforce offer you CRM services. CRM. Now what does CRM mean? Okay. What does CRM mean? The full form of CRM is Customer Relationship Management. What is the CRM? CRM is Customer Relationship Management. Okay. अब देखिए सबसे पहली बात, जब आपसे कोई ये पूछे what are the different kinds of services, cloud area, what are the different types of services offered by the Salesforce, है ना? से इतने हल्के क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते इंटरव्यू लेकिन एक बात कह रहा हूँ, if someone asks you this question, okay, what are the different types of services offered by the Salesforce? So what you can answer is that in a very broad term, in a very broad term, see, although there are so many kinds of services, it's really hard to categorize everything. But on a very broad level, on a very topmost level, what I can describe is that Salesforce, offer you all 3 kinds of cloud services. Like Salesforce offer you SaaS, software as a service, and Salesforce offer you PaaS, platform as a service. Even the Salesforce provide you IaaS also, infrastructure as a service. Now, how come this? Let me describe. As a part of SaaS, as a part of software as a service, Salesforce have its own CRM services. Salesforce offer you CRM solution. What is CRM? CRM is what? CRM is Customer Relationship Management. Now see, आप में से जिन्होंने भी यहाँ पे MBA कर रखा है, BBA कर रखा है, they must be aware of this stuff. What is CRM? CRM is a Customer Relationship Management. What's a CRM? CRM is a Customer Relationship Management. Now this has nothing to do with the Salesforce. Let me tell you this. This has nothing to do with the Salesforce. Let me try to open one PowerPoint if okay. Here it is. I think this is CRM has nothing to do with the Salesforce. Salesforce से कोई लेना देना नहीं है बॉस उसका. CRM एक टर्मिनोलॉजी है. CRM एक टर्मिनोलॉजी है. जो ये हमारे MBA और BBA वाले स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ते हैं, यू नो, वो लोग पढ़ते हैं इस टर्मिनोलॉजी को. What is the CRM? Let me try to tell you this. You know, what's the CRM? Let me try to tell you this. CRM क्या है? एक टर्मिनोलॉजी है. CRM को बोला जाता है इट्स अ एंड टू एंड सॉल्यूशन ऑफ एनी बिजनेस रिक्वायरमेंट. CRM का मतलब होता है इट्स अ एंड टू एंड सॉल्यूशन from the initial handshake to the final confirmation. Whatever the activities being performed inside one business, if you automate that activity, that is what the CRM. That is what the CRM. अब CRM एक साइकिल है. अभी देखो मैं आपको सेल्सफोर्स नहीं पढ़ा रहा, आपको मैं एक टर्म समझा रहा हूँ, एक टर्मिनोलॉजी समझा रहा हूँ, एक डेफिनेशन समझा रहा हूँ. डेफिनेशन किस चीज की? CRM. CRM क्या है? एक बिजनेस रिलेटेड टर्म है. MBA के स्टूडेंट पढ़ते हैं, BBA के स्टूडेंट पढ़ते हैं. एवरी मैनेजमेंट स्टूडेंट मस्ट हैव लर्न दिस टर्म कॉल्ड एज CRM. वो मुझसे अच्छा समझा सकते हैं इस चीज को, बिकॉज मैं इंजीनियर हूँ, मैंने MBA नहीं किया है. लेकिन ठीक है, जितना पार्ट मुझे आता है उतना तो मैं आपको बता ही सकता हूँ. CRM क्या है? CRM एक साइकिल है, एक एंड टू एंड सोल्यूशन है किसी बिजनेस का, कि भाई बिजनेस के अंदर जितनी भी एक्टिविटीज होती हैं, वो सारी एक्टिविटीज को कंबाइन करना, क्लब करना और इकट्ठे करके एक साइकिल में ला देना. दिस इज व्हाट द CRM. How does it start? See, every business starts with the marketing. You know, every business requires marketing. Every business requires campaigning. Every business requires the advertisement. Because this is the only way your customer gets to know what you are manufacturing, what's your product, what the functionality, what's the feature of your product, what you are going to provide to your customer, to your client, to your consumer. This is the only way to project that thing. And so every business, you know, involve this phase called as marketing. Marketing is the essential entity of your business. You cannot simply ignore. And that is why marketing is one term, you know, it's a one phase of this CRM. Marketing यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. What is the output of market? What is the output of marketing? What is the output of campaigning, advertisement? Something called as lead. What is the outcome of campaigning, advertisement, marketing? It is the quantity called as lead. Lead, LEAD. थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे हो गया वहां पे, अभी मैं वो सब नहीं करता, आप समझ लो. Lead. What is the lead? What is the lead? Can anybody tell me? Do we have any MBA student over here? Can somebody want to, you know, share something with this? Can anybody tell me what is a lead? Yes, Utkarsh.
Sir, I am not a MBA student. I am a BCA
No problem,
student.
no problem.
But
If you
I
know
know
the lead, just tell me.
something about the lead. So the basically lead is we just provide any campaign or about the agency or about the service we provide, and all the people who just what we can say for that, who just take queries for that and contact with us and want to take our services. That's called our lead because they are our future customer.
Exactly. Excellent. Future customer. That's the end term, the most important term. Shweta, can you tell me what's the lead? I mean, can you describe what exactly is the lead?
सर एक्चुअली लीड इट जस्ट आप बोल सकते हो एक कंपाइल्ड डेटा जहाँ पे हमारा जो कस्टमर है ना, उसकी जितनी भी इंफॉर्मेशन है, मतलब मैंने शेयर मार्केट में काम किया है, वहाँ पे जो लीड्स का मीनिंग है, इट मींस जस्ट आवर डेटा.
So everywhere. Thank you so much for sharing this. You know, Shweta, and who was this? Utkarsh, I think. You know. So anyway, thank you for sharing all this. See, what is a lead? Terminologies, definitions could be different. The important is बहुत अच्छी term दिया उन्होंने, future customer. What is a lead? Lead is not exactly, you know, a customer. Lead could be a customer. Lead is someone, you know, lead is someone who just showed interest on your product. Now, lead could be a person, lead could be an organization. Lead is someone who just have showed his interest on your product. Okay, I could buy, I may not buy. It all depends. But right now, I like your product. I like the way you advertise this. And that is why the lead has been generated. This is something called as lead. So lead is just a targeted customer. You know, lead out of that 100 people, these are the 30 people, those who have showed interest. So these 30 is what? These 30 is the lead. And that is what the outcome of marketing. Now, you know, generating lead is the job of marketing. Converting lead is not the job of marketing. Converting lead is a job of sales team. And the marketing people, they used to convert, they used to send this entire lead record to the sales team. अरे उठा के दे दिया उसको, पटक दिया पूरा उसके टेबल पे लाके. Now the sales team is the responsible person. You know, if they have so much of the trained guys, if they have, you know, so much of the trained executive with them, they can identify which one is the lead, which one is the quality, what's the probability of that leads to be get converted. They initiate some sort of communication, they provide some sort of offers, whatever is in their hand. They just try to make that lead into the actual customer. It's their job. So for this, the second step is in the CRM is called as sales. The third step could be the order. Once the customer get converted, he places the order with you. With the order, there are so many kinds of things other generated. Order ke saath mein delivery, invoices, logistics, so many things are involved. Packaging, ऐसे बहुत सारी चीजें involved. वो सारी उसके अंदर आ जाएंगी. That comes under the hood of order. उसके बाद में डिलीवरी आ गया. उसके बाद में क्या? सपोर्ट. छोड़ना नहीं है कस्टमर को. See, getting the customer is important, but holding the customer is essentially important for every business. For every business, just having the faith of your customer, having the goodwill of your customer faith is essentially important rather than having new customer. एक एंड से कस्टमर ला रहे हो, दूसरे से खोते जा रहे हो, क्या फायदा है ऐसे बिजनेस का? And that is why, holding the customer, you must have that strong support team that can provide you support anywhere. मारुति के साथ यही तो फायदा है. इंडिया में बहुत सारे लोग कार बेचते हैं यार, बहुत एडवांसमेंट है, but why the 90% of the market is being captured by the Maruti only? Why? Because the support, everywhere you go, everywhere in the country, everywhere there's a Maruti service station. आपका कहीं भी गाड़ी ब्रेक डाउन हो जाए, you just got, वो जो 12 डिजिट का टोल फ्री नंबर हो, आप कॉल करो, within 2 hours they promise that kind of service. और ये है, yes, मैंने भी ऑब्जर्व किया था एक बार जब मैं गोवा निकला था अपनी फैमिली के साथ. तो ये है वो चीज. और ये पूरी एक्टिविटीज जब किसी एक टर्म में अगर मुझे कंबाइन करनी है, ये सारी एक्टिविटीज, तो वो टर्म है सीआरएम. तो क्या इसका मतलब ये है कि सेल्सफोर्स इज द ओनली सीआरएम प्रोवाइडर? क्या सेल्सफोर्स के अलावा और कोई नहीं है? क्या सेल्सफोर्स के अलावा और कोई नहीं जो आपको सीआरएम प्रोवाइड करता है? नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं यार. बहुत सारे सेल्सफोर्स, बहुत सारे सीआरएम प्रोवाइडर्स हैं. लेट मी टेल यू दैट आल्सो. ऑफ क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? यस हो गया. ठीक है. So there are so many CRM providers, there are so many CRM providers like Sugar is there, Sugar CRM, PeopleSoft CRM, और सबसे बड़ा जायंट SAP CRM. CRM प्रोवाइड करने के लिए बहुत सारे लोग हैं, बहुत सारे लोग हैं. ठीक है, I got this message, your internet was unstable, that is why मैं थोड़ा सा चुप हो जाता हूँ. तो हाँ, CRM providers so many, there are so many providers. Salesforce के साथ फायदा क्या है? Why to go with the Salesforce? As a part of SaaS, Salesforce provide you Salesforce CRM. As a part of SaaS, Salesforce provide you Salesforce CRM services. And let me tell you, from the past 11 years, पिछले 11 सालों से continue one by one. It all started from the 2009 or 10, कभी तो start हुआ था, वहां से लेके past 11 years से continue Salesforce CRM number 1 CRM पे रहा है. क्यों? बहुत सारी वजह है, बहुत सारी वजह. उसमें से सबसे बड़ी वजह, the entire suite of Salesforce CRM is cloud based. Entire suite of Salesforce CRM is cloud based. Whatever the kind of service you want inside the CRM, if you want to have the marketing services चाहिए, you have this marketing cloud inside the Salesforce. We are going to learn this. If you want the services related to the sales, Salesforce have Sales Cloud. If you want the services related to the service, services के related कुछ चाहिए, Service Cloud है. There are so many types of clouds are there inside the Salesforce. Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud. These are the essentials of CRM. Apart from that, there are other so many things. उसके बाद में आएंगे. तो मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ कि as a part of SaaS, ठीक है, मुद्दे वाली बात समराइज करते हैं. As a part of SaaS, जैसे आपने कहा कि Salesforce provide you all 3 kinds of cloud services, SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. क्रॉस क्वेश्चन हुआ. अच्छा, कैसे SaaS प्रोवाइड करता है बताओ, कैसे PaaS प्रोवाइड करता है, कैसे IaaS प्रोवाइड करता है? तो ठीक है, हम one by one एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. As a part of SaaS, Salesforce give you Salesforce CRM services. Apart from Salesforce, there are so many other people also, those provide the CRM, but Salesforce is the number 1 CRM. क्यों भाई? Because सबसे पहली बात, entire CRM suite is cloud based. कोई भी चीज on premise नहीं है, हर चीज on cloud है. If you want to have marketing, Salesforce have marketing cloud. If you want the service related, if you want the applications related to sales, there's a Sales Cloud. The entire sales activities has been automated inside the Sales Cloud. बहुत बड़ा है Sales Cloud, बहुत बड़ा है Service Cloud. There are so many functionalities, there are so many objects, and you are going to learn this. And even you are going to write this on your resume also. On which cloud you have worked? I have worked on Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, because you are going to learn these three clouds. You are going to learn these three clouds. So as a part of this was the thing. As a part of SaaS, Salesforce provide you CRM services. What is a CRM? You have now understand. CRM क्या है? Terminology है. CRM provider भी बहुत सारे हैं. This sugar CRM, PeopleSoft CRM, और हमारा अपना SAP CRM बहुत बड़ा CRM है. ठीक है. Still the Salesforce is giant. Salesforce CRM is the best and number one, because there are so many kinds of functionalities जो इसमें है जो बाकियों में नहीं है. The entire suite of CRM is fully cloud based. You can access any kind of service from anywhere. कोई जरूरत नहीं है आपको इसको इंस्टॉल करने की, कोई जरूरत नहीं है ऑन प्रीमाइस जाने की. You have everything on the cloud. तो ऐसे और ऐसे बहुत सारे रीजंस है. अभी हम धीरे धीरे कवर करेंगे. अभी बस मैं मेजरली इंटरेस्टेड हूँ आपको SaaS, PaaS और IaaS समझाने में. ठीक है. बाकी एंटायर CRM पढ़ने के लिए बहुत समय है. सेल्स सर्विस मार्केटिंग पढ़ने के लिए बहुत वक्त है अपने पास. चलिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हुआ. पहला क्वेश्चन आपने एक्सप्लेन कर दिया भाई साहब को कि आपने बता दिया कि हाउ डज Salesforce प्रोवाइड यू SaaS. सेकंड, हाउ डज Salesforce प्रोवाइड यू PaaS. PaaS किस लिए चाहिए? PaaS चाहिए डेवलपमेंट के लिए. SaaS तो सिर्फ यूज करने के लिए चाहिए. ठीक है. SaaS तो सिर्फ यूज करने के लिए चाहिए. PaaS किस लिए चाहिए? PaaS चाहिए डेवलपमेंट के लिए. As a developer, you must have that facility from the Salesforce to develop new application. So Salesforce provide you that facility. You can develop the Salesforce-based cloud applications. How? Salesforce have something called as Force.com platform. It's an internal platform of the Salesforce. Now, with the help of this Force.com platform, what you can do? Let me show you that. Someone mic is on. Let me show you that. Let me go to this any object. Go to this campaign. Maybe the account object. My internet is a little bit slow. I maybe get disconnected. If I get disconnected, Rahul, please take care of this. This is something called as Force.com platform. See, Salesforce have something called as Force.com platform. Okay, Salesforce have something called as Force.com platform. Now, what you can do with the Force.com platform? What we can do? You can develop new applications, new Salesforce-based applications. You can develop new applications. You can customize the existing application. You can make some changes. You can make some editing in the existing application. Whatever the requirement, whether the requirement is to reform any application or the requirement is to rebuild any application. What's the requirement? It's related to building something new, building something from the scratch, or maybe the requirement that there is an existing product. You just need to add few things inside. You just need to add few modules inside that. तो जो कुछ भी करना है, you require one platform. Salesforce, as a part of PaaS, provide you Force.com platform. Provide you Force.com platform, and with the help of Force.com platform, what you can do, guys? You can develop an application, new application. You can make changes in the existing application. That is what, as a part of SaaS, Salesforce provide you CRM services. As a part of PaaS, Salesforce provide you Force.com platform. With the help of this platform, you can develop the new applications. Okay? And this is where you are going to see how you are going to learn, how you are going to develop a new application. Any application can be developed. Any application inside the Salesforce can be developed by writing a code, and without writing a code also. You can develop an application. You can develop one entire CRM application. One entire CRM application you can develop without writing a code. And that is what the beauty of Salesforce. See, let me tell you this also. बात निकल ही गई है ना, तो पूरी करते हैं. Administrator, Salesforce का admin. ठीक है. Salesforce का admin, ये वो पर्सन होता है जो एप्लीकेशंस को डेवलप करता है बिना कोडिंग के. और आपका ट्रेनिंग का भी पहला मॉड्यूल यही है ना. यू आर गोइंग टू लर्न एडमिन मॉड्यूल एज अ बिगिनिंग. और मैं जितनी भी चीजें आपको इसके अंदर सिखाऊंगा, ऑल द 40 to 50 लेक्चर्स, ये सारी चीजें वही है. ये एक प्रोजेक्ट है, अलाइन टैलेंट एक्विजिशन, अलाइन इन्फोटेक प्राइवेट लिमिटेड. ठीक है. ये कंपनी है, एक डमी प्रोजेक्ट है. ऑफ कोर्स इट्स अ ट्रेनिंग प्रोजेक्ट. ठीक है. और इनके लिए हम एक एचआर मैनेजमेंट सॉफ्टवेयर डिजाइन कर रहे हैं. Talent acquisition software design कर रहे हैं, एक CRM डिजाइन कर रहे हैं. How we are designing? We are developing one application called as Align Talent Acquisition. It's a Salesforce based CRM application for this company, Align Infotech Private Limited. These many are the objects, these many are the, so whatever. जो कुछ भी मैंने बनाया, जो कुछ भी आप बनाने वाले हैं, इसके लिए हमने कोई कोडिंग नहीं करी. आप भी नहीं कर रहे, कोडिंग नहीं करने वाले, still we are able to develop an application. And let me tell you this, Salesforce is the only technology, जब भी कोई application का development होता है ना, 50 to 60% और sometimes 70 to 80% अगर लाइट वेटेड CRM है तो डिपेंड करता है फंक्शनैलिटीज के ऊपर थोड़ा, ठीक है, but 60 to 70% of the project development, of the application development entirely being done by the non-coding, entirely being done by the admin module. उसके बाद जहां जहां फंक्शनैलिटीज को लेवरेज करना है, जहां जहां फंक्शनैलिटीज को एक्सटेंड करना है, कुछ ऐसी भी चीजें हैं जो कोडिंग से ही लिखती हैं, जिस कोडिंग से ही पॉसिबल है, कुछ ऐसी फंक्शनैलिटीज है जिसको कोडिंग से एक्सटेंड किया जा सकता है, एडमिन से नहीं कर सकते, तब आती है कोडिंग। एंड दैट पोर्शन, दैट पोर्शन ऑफ डेवलपमेंट इज ओनली 30 to 40%। तो सिर्फ उतना ही है सेल्सफोर्स में प्रोग्रामिंग, 30 to 40% ऑफ द रिक्वायरमेंट इज देयर टू गेट द प्रोग्रामिंग, बाकी सारा एडमिन लेवल पे हो जाता है। तो ऐसा कभी मत समझना कि एडमिन करेगा तो कम अपॉर्चुनिटी है, ऐसा नहीं है। हाँ, थोड़ा इंडियन मार्केट क्या है वो भी समझ लो। देखो, मैं सारी बातें सच कहता हूँ, ठीक है, कोई बात गलत नहीं कहता। आपको आज झूठ बोलूंगा, मुझे याद रखना पड़ेगा, मुझे लिखना पड़ेगा कि ये वैसे मैंने क्या बोला था। मेरी सबसे बड़ी परेशानी वही है कि मैं याद नहीं रखता, भूल जाता हूँ। सच बोल दो ना तो फिर कोई परेशानी नहीं रहती। इंडिया में डेवलपमेंट का मार्केट ज्यादा क्यों है, अपॉर्चुनिटीज डेवलपर की क्यों है? देखो कैसा है, सेल्सफोर्स बहुत बड़ी टेक्नोलॉजी, बहुत रीसेंट टेक्नोलॉजी है, इंडिया में पूरी तरह से कैप्चर होने का है। अभी आपने देखा कि जो क्लाइंट्स है, काफी कम क्लाइंट्स, अगर मैं सेल्सफोर्स का इंटरनेशनल क्लाइंट्स देखूंगा तो बहुत ज्यादा मेरे को यूएस वगैरह के मिले। तो कैसा हो रहा है, मैक्सिमम प्रोजेक्ट्स ना यूएस, कनाडा, मैक्सिको, उधर साइड के कंट्री से आता है ना। अब वहां पे जैसे मेरा कंपनी मान के चलिए, मेरा कंपनी सिनॉप्टिक है, ठीक है, सिनॉप्टिक है, मैं इंडिया प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, बिकॉज मैं इंडियन ऑपरेशंस में। तो 60 to 70% जो काम है ना एडमिन रिलेटेड वाला, वो वहीं पर निपटा लेते हैं, वहीं पे निपटा लेते हैं। और जहां जहां कोडिंग रिक्वायर्ड है ना, जहां जहां पे अपेक्स रिक्वायर्ड है, जहां पे LWC रिक्वायर्ड है, वहां पे प्रोजेक्ट माइग्रेट होता है, प्रोजेक्ट आउटसोर्स होता है इंडिया। तो इंडिया में ज्यादातर जो काम आता है ना वो कोडिंग का आता है, इसी वजह से डेवलपर्स का रिक्वायरमेंट ज्यादा है। वरना ऐसा नहीं कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर नहीं लगते, कुछ तो ऐसी कंपनी है जहां सिर्फ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर लगते हैं, सिर्फ और सिर्फ। आपने सुना होगा व्हाइट हैट का नाम, व्हाइट हैट जूनियर, बहुत एडवर्टाइजमेंट करता है, बच्चा बच्चा कोडिंग करेगा, हम लोग पता नहीं क्या करेंगे। व्हाइट हैट एक सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी भी है, पूरा पूरा आईटी, जो पूरा पूरा सेल्सफोर्स पे काम करता है, पूरा एडमिन पे काम है। यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड अबाउट दिस कंपनी, सेंट गोबेन। ये नाम सुना है क्या किसी ने? बताओ कहाँ सुना है, शॉक लगेगा सुन के आपको। सेंट गोबेन, ये नाम सुना है किसी ने? एडवर्टाइज आता था यार टीवी में, आजकल टीवी नहीं देखते। हाँ ऋषभ,
ग्लास कंपनी।
हाँ ग्लास का कंपनी है। आपने इंडिया में एडवर्टाइजमेंट सुना है सेंट गोबेन का? सिर्फ कांच बनाने कंपनी। आपको पता है सेंट गोबेन बहुत बड़ा आईटी कंपनी, बहुत बड़ा आईटी कंपनी। अगर आप जाओगे मुंबई में और सेंट गोबेन का ऑफिस देखोगे ना, आप हैरान हो जाओगे, इतना पॉश, इतना सुंदर ऑफिस है। सेंट गोबेन एक आईटी कंपनी और रिक्रूट करता है सेल्सफोर्स में सिर्फ और सिर्फ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स को। ऐसी और ऐसी बहुत सारी कंपनियां हैं। मैं बस एक कंपैरेटिव स्टडी देना चाहता था आपको कि इंडिया में कैसा है, ज्यादातर काम डेवलपमेंट का आता है, बट दैट डजंट मीन कि एडमिन की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है। और वैसे भी डेवलपमेंट में जाने के लिए एडमिन करना ही पड़ता है। वन डेवलपर इज बाय डिफॉल्ट एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर। Nobody can, nobody can develop a code. Nobody can become a developer without becoming an administrator. It's really up to you कि आप इसके आगे क्या करना चाहते हो। अगर आप वाकई में यहाँ रुकना चाहते हो ना, तब भी बहुत ऑप्शन है आपके पास, कोई प्रॉब्लम। और अगर आप आगे बढ़ोगे तब भी बहुत ऑप्शन है। बस कोई फोबिया मत रखना अपने दिमाग में कि ये बहुत टफ है, ये बहुत टफ है, ये तो हो जाएगा, ये नहीं होगा। मैंने लाइफ में कभी कोडिंग नहीं करी, आपके जैसे बहुत सारे लोगों को मैंने ट्रेन करके प्लेस आउट किया, ठीक है। सो प्लीज डोंट टेक एनी फोबिया। ये फैसला क्या करना वो आपको, लेकिन फोबिया मत रख, वो डर निकाल देना। जब तुमको एडमिन समझेगा ना, तब तुम ये चीज और समझोगे, आगे चल के बात करें, ठीक है। सो एज अ पार्ट ऑफ SaaS, Salesforce provide you CRM. As a part of SaaS, Salesforce provide you CRM services, number one CRM in the world from last consecutive 11 years, एक साल का भी गैप नहीं, पिछले 11 साल से निरंतर लगातार दुनिया का नंबर वन CRM Salesforce CRM। बहुत सारे लोग और प्रोवाइड करते हैं, सब कुछ नहीं प्रोवाइड कर सकते। जितना बड़ा सूट CRM का Salesforce देता है, जितनी काइंड ऑफ सर्विसेज Salesforce CRM देता है, उतना कोई दूसरा नहीं दे सकता। इसीलिए बहुत बड़ा कस्टमर का डेटाबेस, बहुत सारे कस्टमर, बहुत अलग अलग डोमेन के कस्टमर यूज करते हैं Salesforce CRM, ठीक है, स्मॉल से बिजनेस से बड़े बिजनेस तक। एज अ पार्ट ऑफ प्लेटफॉर्म, इफ यू वांट टू डेवलप एन एप्लीकेशन, yes, Salesforce provide you force.com platform. You can develop an application by writing a code. Without writing a code, you can develop a new application. You can make the changes in the existing application. Whatever you want to do, you have this force.com platform inside the Salesforce. So you can become a Salesforce developer. Can even become a Salesforce developer as a part of EAS. As a part of EAS. Now let me tell you this. Salesforce का data, Salesforce का data, Salesforce के ही पास है. Salesforce का data किसी और के पास नहीं है. किसी और के पास नहीं है. बहुत ही कम लोग हैं ऐसे, बहुत ही कम ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं जो ये मेंटेन करते हैं. Oracle का Oracle के पास, लेकिन Oracle बहुत बड़ा नाम और सालों से मैंने मेरे बचपन से सुना. माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का डेटा माइक्रोसॉफ्ट के पास है, आपने भी आपके बचपन से सुना, ठीक है. IBM का डेटा IBM के ही पास है, ये भी आपने बचपन से सुना. बहुत बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है यार ये. Salesforce का नाम सुने हुए कितना वक्त हो गया बताओ? क्या बचपन से सुना है Salesforce? शायद अभी सुना है, शायद मेरे मुंह से सुना है, शायद कुछ दिन पहले एलन के मुंह से सुना है, शायद किसी और जगह से सुना है, लेकिन कम से कम बचपन से तो नहीं सुना है. वैसे भी Salesforce को आए हुए ही तो 1999 में तो आया Salesforce, ज्यादा वक्त नहीं हुआ है. लेकिन देखिए बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, है ना. बहुत सारी बड़ी बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जिनको Salesforce ने कॉम्पीट कर दिया और घुटने पे ला दिया. Salesforce का डेटा Salesforce के ही पास है और किसी भी के पास नहीं. Salesforce अपना डेटा किसी और के पास नहीं रखता. Salesforce के पास जो सर्वर्स है ना तो वो IBM के हैं, ना तो वो Microsoft के हैं, ना तो वो Oracle के हैं और ना किसी और के. Salesforce have their own servers. Salesforce have their own servers. That to be 3 different regions in the world. 3 अलग अलग regions पे. मैं regions बोल रहा हूँ बॉस, मैं शहर नहीं बोल. I'm not talking about 3 cities. I am even not talking about 3 countries. Nor even I am talking about 3 continents. What I'm talking about 3 regions. You know, these regions are the collection of various countries of the various continents. Now there are the 3 regions in the Salesforce. There are the 3 regions in the Salesforce where exactly the Salesforce servers are present. What are these? North America region, something called as NA region. I'm going to describe you with the help of that practical. मैं दिखाता हूँ आपको. Okay, पहले सुन लीजिए. First of all, Salesforce provide you EAS. How? Salesforce have their own servers. Salesforce have their own servers to store your data. Salesforce does not have, does not hire the services from anybody else. Now, Salesforce have their own servers. Salesforce is that much of big organization. They have their own servers. Not to in 1 country, not to in 2 country, not to in 4 country. In 3 regions, and the regions are the collection of various and so many countries. There are the 3 regions, North America, NA regions. All the servers, those who belong to this region are called as NA servers. The second is Europe region. Precisely, it is called as EMEA regions. EMEA matlab kya? Europe. E stands for Europe. ME stands for Middle East. Middle East, Europe to aapko pata hoga. Europe mein fir bahut sari countries hai na. Norway is there, Belgium is there, and Netherlands is there, and there are so many countries. Turkey is also there. तो ये सब आपकी ये हो गया आपकी यूरोप कंट्रीज है ना. देयर सो मेनी कंट्रीज. मिडल ईस्ट में भी आपने देख रखा होगा आपके जितना भी ये UAE, दुबई, कतर एंड दिस बहरीन है ना, ओमान. दीज आर द मिडल ईस्ट कंट्रीज एंड अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज, साउथ अफ्रीका एंड देन और नाइजीरिया इज देयर एंड बहुत सारी कंट्रीज हैं. ये देखो कितनी सारी कंट्रीज, कितने सारे कॉन्टिनेंट्स मिलके एक रीजन बन रहा है. यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. That's the second region called as EMEA region. And third is Asia Pacific region, AP servers. Asia Pacific includes the servers from India, China, okay, and then Russia, and this also Malaysia, Thailand, and even the servers from Australia also. They comes under this Asia Pacific region. So now this you can how broad is the Salesforce? कितनी जगह data store हो रहा है. Now let me show you this. अभी ये मैंने theory बता दी, अब मैं practical बताता हूँ. चलिए. एक सेकंड और क्या क्या लेना है. ठीक है, चलिए. So if you want to see the Salesforce server, ठीक है, आप गूगल भी कर सकते हो. एक तो ये तरीका आप गूगल भी कर सकते हो, ठीक है। और दूसरा है आप डायरेक्टली सेल्सफोर्स का एक वेबसाइट है सपोर्ट so let me try to see there's one direct website for this support nahi I think somewhere I have written this. Let me try to see that. ठीक है, मैं बताता हूँ ये कौन सा वेबसाइट है। एकदम से थोड़ा सा मेरे दिमाग से आउट हुआ है। developer.salesforce support.salesforce status.salesforce yes. थोड़ा सा काफी सारी साइट्स हैं एक्चुअली सेल्सफोर्स की। यस, status.salesforce. Mic is this mic Pranoti, ठीक है। Now this is the website status.salesforce.com. Let me copy and paste it क्योंकि कभी कभी मेरे भी दिमाग से आउट हो जाता है। Let's copy and paste it over here ताकि आपको नोट्स में मिल जाए। यस, status.salesforce.com। आइए इस वेबसाइट पे चलते हैं। तो यहाँ जाने के बाद आपने करना क्या, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल गो विद दिस वेबसाइट और उसके बाद ये टैब सेल्सफोर्स सर्विसेज, ठीक है, ये टैब पे जाइए। इस टैब पे जाने के बाद नाउ यू कैन सी दीज आर द रीजन्स ऑफ द सेल्सफोर्स, अमेरिका रीजन्स, EMEA एंड एशिया पैसिफिक, ठीक है। इफ यू वांट टू प्रिसाइसली सी द सर्वर्स ऑफ US, यू नो अमेरिका, NA, जस्ट क्लिक दिस। तो अब यहाँ पे सारे NA सर्वर्स आ गए, NA21, 64, NA1, 72, whatever, NA, all these are the NA servers, ठीक है। If you want to see the EMEA servers, Europe, Middle East, and Africa, just click this. You know, these all are the Europe servers, EU servers. ठीक है, these all are the EU servers. ठीक है, हाँ, UM stands for London. UM is London servers. ये precisely London है। और CS अगर होगा, CS मतलब sandboxes, ये हम देखेंगे क्या होता है। If you want to see the Asia Pacific servers, all these are the AP servers from AP 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever. ठीक है, these all are the Asia Pacific servers. These are the Australian servers, CAUS. Australian servers. We have some Indian servers also. Japan's also. ठीक है, Japan, Canada नहीं CAN, ये Canada तो नहीं है, पक्का नहीं है, Canada होता तो बात। Let me see ये कौन सा सर्वर है, काफी सारे सर्वर ऐड हो जाते हैं यार। CS तो सैंडबॉक्स है, ठीक है। So these are the three regions, you know, these are the three regions where the Salesforce servers are present. Three regions are US, America region, ठीक है, NA region, EMEA region and Asia Pacific. तो अमेरिका में सिर्फ यूएस नहीं आता और बहुत सारी कंट्रीज आती है, यूएस, कनाडा, मैक्सिको, उसके ऊपर में भी काफी सारी कंट्री, नीचे में भी काफी सारी कंट्रीज हैं, ठीक है। दीज ऑल आर द NA सर्वर्स, ठीक है। इनिशियली जब सेल्सफोर्स स्टार्ट हुआ था तब सिर्फ NA सर्वर्स थे, बाद में सेल्सफोर्स एक्सपांड हुआ यूरोप में तो EMEA सर्वर्स आए, और फिर और 3 साल बाद नए सर्वर्स आए वो एशिया पैसिफिक। तो इस तरह से ना सेल्सफोर्स ना एक्सपांड होता चला गया। So, जब इनिशियल डेज में जब सेल्सफोर्स आया था 1999 में, तो 1999 के बाद में जो इनिशियल फर्स्ट 3 to 4 years they were having business over the US में ही बिजनेस हुआ करता था। That's why they were having only NA servers. उसके बाद में बढ़ता गया, पर अभी तो NA में बहुत सर्वर ऐड हो गए। So it's almost NA 129, 131, 130। हाँ, एक इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट और मैं बताता हूँ यहाँ पे आपको। NA 1, जब मैं पढ़ रहा था तो NA 121 वगैरह ही थे यार, आपको ये बहुत बढ़ गया, 218 तक चला गया, ठीक है। सो इट्स अप्रोक्सीमेटली, हाँ, एक चीज मैं यहाँ पे बना देता हूँ, 218, एक स्टैटिस्टिक्स में आपको देता हूँ। 218, अच्छा लिखा हुआ, अच्छा पिछली बैच को दे दिया था, ठीक है। सुनो, इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक दिस है ना। अभी ये हो सकता है कि पिछली बैच से अभी तक कुछ इंप्रूवमेंट आ गए हो इसमें, तो ये दैट यू नीड टू क्रॉस वेरीफाई दिस। मैंने शायद पिछली बैच के निकाल दिया था कि NA में 1 से लेके 128 तक सर्वर हैं, और यूरोप में 1 से लेके 48 है, EU1, EU48। तो दिस इज व्हाट दिस इज NA 1 टू लेकर NA 218, दिस इज व्हाट दिस इज EU दिस 1 टू लेके EU48 ऐसा। बट आप एक बार क्रॉस वेरीफाई कर लेना प्लीज, हाँ, बिकॉज बहुत स्पीड में सेल्सफोर्स में सर्वर ऐड होते हैं। आज आप देख लो, फिर 3 महीने बाद कुछ नया आ जाता है। तो AP28 इस तरह से। So now if they will ask you this question just to verify, you know, sometime they ask this question in the interview just to verify, just to cross verify whether you are genuine or whether you are a fake guy, you know, you are putting some experiences on your resume that I'm 2.5 experience, I'm having this 3 experience, 1.5, whatever. Now just to verify this whether you are a genuine, whether you're a fake guy, they will try to ask you this question. Just give me a second. They will try to ask you this question. Okay, you are putting no, this much of experience and ये सब मैं बना के देता हूँ आपको, and project details also. You have worked on this project. So on what particular server your organization was present? ये आपसे पूछिए. On what particular server your organization was present? अब आप हो गए blank. So always remember. Now listen this. Whenever they will ask you this question, on what server instance, on what server number, on what region number your organization was present. What is organization? आप जान जाओगे थोड़े दिन बाद जान जाओगे. But अभी to tackle this question, on which server number, on what server number your organization was present, give any random server, any random number between 1 to 280 of NA. हमेशा NA बोलो, because what it looks like you have worked for the US clients. And if you have worked for the US, Europe clients, you can easily deployable to anybody else. That is why it's my open suggestion to everyone. Whenever they ask this question, always tell them any random number like NA 178. कोई भी number उठा के बता दो इस range के अंदर का. And they are never going to verify this. Nobody can verify this here. कोसी के बस का नहीं है. Salesforce is highly secured. Just give any random number between this particular range from NA1 to NA280. वो आखिरी पता नहीं 219 मत बोल देना यार, obviously इतना झूठ नहीं बोलना है ना, झूठ बोलो लेकिन रेंज के अंदर करो. So that is why कभी भी पूछा जाए तो यूरोप के अगर बोलना है तो फिर EU से EU27 बोल. EU27 my project was present on, my organization was present on EU27, NA173. कोई भी random number, give any random number within the range, not out of the range. इसीलिए ये मैंने थोड़ा सा लिख के दे दिया कि कभी ऐसी बात निकले तो ये रेंज के अंदर बात कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है. इसके बाद में कुछ चीजें जो आपको पढ़नी है, व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ सीआरएम, ये किसी इंटरव्यू में पूछा होगा, दैट इज व्हाई आई हैव लिस्टेड इट आउट. ठीक है. अदरवाइज मैं आपके साथ में इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन शेयर करूंगा. ये ज्यादा फ्यू पीरियोडिकल सेशंस में जो मैं कवर करता हूँ वो सब यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. दीज आर आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर विथ यू. ये ड्राइव में मैं शेयर कर दूंगा जब आपकी बैच एक्चुअल रेगुलराइज हो जाएगी तब. ठीक है. So go with this. जब आपको मिल जाए तो देख लेना कि what are the different kinds of benefits of CRM. ठीक है. And how does actually what are the benefits of Salesforce CRM. तो ये थोड़ा सा एक आध क्वेश्चन कभी आता है तो इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा आप अपना कुछ मटेरियल बना के रखें. इसके बाद आज मैं यही स्टॉप करता हूँ. From tomorrow I'm going to start with the domain specific terminologies. What exactly is the Salesforce CRM? What are the different terms that are used inside the Salesforce? What is the vocabulary of CRM? So we are going to, and there you are going to understand what is the object, what are the different kinds of objects are there inside the Salesforce, and what are the use, what's a lead, what's a lead conversion, because then you probably get this question in the initial of your interviews. Let me try to show you. What is a lead conversion process in the Salesforce? In general, what's the lead conversion process? That could be the different definition. What is the lead conversion process inside the Salesforce? That is what we are going to see tomorrow. What happens when a lead is converted? First of all, what is a lead? How the lead is generated? What are the different terms? So we are going to start it from this tomorrow. Let me first stop the recording and then we are going to start this Q&A round.